Hey everybody, Rich Noto here, Florida licensed Realtor, Florida licensed home inspector, Florida notary public with loan signing agent certification. So we're gonna go inside and check out this house called the Maple, and then there's also this house called the Sable. Kind of want to get it on video while I'm across the street, because once I get in there and the fence is there, I know I'm not gonna get the house very well. So again, we got the Sable and we got the Maple. Now I did step inside these. I stepped into the door. I didn't look at them because I don't really like to look at them. I like it to be an honest reaction. I don't consider myself a show. I consider myself serious help, great information for buyers, and most importantly, when the buyer is finished and the house is built, they have an amazingly built house. And in my opinion, my customers' homes are some of the best built homes in the state of Florida, not the slop and junk that you get when you go alone or you have that agent that doesn't know the first thing about construction. So let's check out this house called the Maple. It's beautiful on the outside. You know, it's like every so many years I see homes and I think to myself, you know, maybe it's time to move again. Just because they look different, you know, they have a new style about them. You know, I'm liking the look of these shutters they have around the outside of the windows, you know, these fake looking shutters. Not that they're really fake looking, but they're, you know, they're not real shutters. They don't close. Although these look like they could, the way they're styled. So let's go inside and have a look. So a very big front porch, as you could see. Very big front porch. So first impression when I step in is that it feels kind of spacious. There's my feet. And please go to my website as well at richnotohomes.com, and you can learn more about me and some of the ways I help you as a buyer. Remember, the best incentive is always a well-built house. You know, you have to always keep that in mind. You know, the same way you would buy something in a store and you would want it to work when you get home and not be damaged or broken, you know, that's how you want your house. So this room's set up as an office, but you could see it's a bedroom because there's a closet there. So typically what separates a flex room from a bedroom is really if there's a built-in closet. I know that can be confusing. And a great half bath too. I like the tile on the floor. And actually everything else too. The quartz looks nice. Very nice looking. And so, you know, this is what I always talk about when I talk about an upgraded shower, you know. Because typically if it's not upgraded, the tile will stop like right around here. Where's my hand? There it is. Will stop right around here. And then the rest is just going to be the drywall up top. But this goes all the way up to the ceiling, as you can see. What we have here, we got the whole closet. And Landsea did a really nice job with this house. I like the flooring. I like the colors in general. The paint color is kind of nice too. I mean, I think that this is the same old gray that we've been seeing for the past 10 years now. But you know, there's little things here and there that kind of look nice. Let's check out the pantry. I bet it's going to be standard size. Oh, it looks a little bigger than standard size. Yeah. And you got the lanai. Now something else, somebody asked me too, why don't I post prices? Well, since I've been doing this all these years, many builders have said, please don't post a price online because our prices change. And then buyers head over to the builder alone or whatever, and they expect to get the price that some realtor posted in the video. So that's why I don't post prices. I don't get into it really. It's been, only a few times I've done that. So the laundry room, what's this going to be? HVAC? Oh, storage under the stairs. Wow, I was not expecting this at all. It's very high too. Normally at this point, you're all crouched in there. But not in this case. So when we go over here, let's see. That's right, master bedroom on the first floor. So, master bedroom. And here is the closet, or at least maybe one of two closets that we have. Yeah, here's a closet. So there's two closets. And wow. I was looking at this tile. I don't think I've ever seen it before. Yeah, I'm still looking at the tile. Let's open this up again. So, nice big towel closet. And here's your shower. Again, tile is all the way up to the ceiling, so definitely an upgrade there. This house is definitely upgraded. They have a really nice design center, Landsea. Toilet in the closet room looks a little bit more spacious. I'm pretty impressed with this. What I mean is, from where the wall is to the toilet on each side. Yeah. So typically, when you buy a house, again, it doesn't come with, these kind of upgrades. So let's see, I think I conquered the first floor here. Another closet. And here's another bedroom. Oh, and a bedroom with its own bathroom, so call it what you will. Call it a second master like some builders do, or call it an en-suite. Wonderful. Here we have another closet. And I say another closet because we've had quite a few already. So this is interesting. The house probably does not come with this. That's what I mean. This would probably be just like a very small loft. This is, what is this here? Okay, another closet. I hear the HVAC roaring in there. This is kind of an interesting second floor so far. So here we have a bedroom. And another closet, so walk-in closets. Very nice. Ah, I see. So what they call the Jack and Jill bedroom with a attached bathroom in between. Okay. Oh wow, and another walk-in closet. And we're back to the beginning, I guess. Yeah, look at that. So let's just walk out and talk about this. You know, who is this house for? So, master bedroom, second master bedroom, I guess that's what I'm going to call it. It's a big room. I mean, in most homes, you know, this is a master bedroom. It's large enough. You can see the size of the bed. It's a big room. So big room, and this bathroom is probably perfectly acceptable for most people. I don't know why you would need more, unless you really need those two sinks. So who is this good for? This is a really great house for a family that has an older relative. That's what I think. First of all, because it's a two-story, you have this nice big landing. Nice big landing, which is very important because, that older relative can go up a few steps and take a break. I'm thinking about the future. And then, for the older relative again, they could have this nice big room with two closets. If they don't need two closets, then they have one for storage, one for clothes. Again, for the older relative, the washing machine is on the first floor. And then they have the kitchen. So they have access to, everything they need right here. I mean, I think that's great. The other option that I see for this would be a large family with potentially a child that's 20 years old and still living at home. And they're upstairs or they're downstairs, one of the two. But no, it's great for that. Let's check out the other house. Okay, so, all right, so the Sable plan from Landsea. Now, I don't know if I've seen a Sable. It sounds familiar. Have I seen a Sable or just new for this area? Sometimes the builders, they create new floor plans just for certain locations. Let's go in and have a look. I'm glad today's not too hot. It's a warm day, but not unbearable. I'm at the point where I had to put on some pants that are warmer compared to the pants I normally wear, just because it was going to go down to 61 degrees later, and I might be out a little bit late tonight. Might do a little Disney after this, or Universal. So let's see. Here we have. Actually, let me back up. So when you first step in, it feels very spacious. You can see there's a laundry room and a full bathroom, and then a bedroom. So pretty good selection. Pretty good selection close by to this room. Which right away makes me think, okay, maybe this would be a nice location for, again, if you had an older relative, the grandparent or something living with you. Of course, they're close to the bathroom, they're close to the laundry room. Let's step in the bathroom. And now you can see over here exactly what I'm talking about. You see where the tile stops. And then the rest is drywall. Now you really wouldn't want this kind of paint up there. They use flat paint up there. You would be better off with an eggshell. If you want to go shiny, then maybe semi-gloss. But you really wouldn't want flat paint up there. So if it was me, I would paint this after I move in, just because, you know, little water spritzels are going to get up there as the water bounces off your head in the shower. So let's see, laundry room. And, you know, again, you know, extra cabinets like this, these are always upgrades. But you can see how big this laundry room is, because you got your washer and your dryer, and then you have all this space over here where they have the baskets. Whole closet. And here is your kitchen, living room, and dining room. I'm a little bit shocked, like I'm a little bit shocked. So to be honest, I was like this. It's big. It's a big room. I wasn't expecting it to be, you know, quite this large. Nice and spacious feeling. Got a big lanai. Very nice. Yeah, I like this room. I like the colors. You know, this color I think that this color is going to be visiting my house at some point. It's I was checking to see if it was eggshell or not. It's not. You know, you could feel it when it's eggshell. It's smooth. It's like a greenish, like a bluish greenish color. It's becoming more and more popular as people are getting tired of the grays. And so is this kind of look, this like wood look. There's those cabinets again that I always talk about. I'm like, you know, becoming more and more popular. I hope the camera was actually on everything, because I wasn't even looking at the camera viewer. I was looking around the room because I happen to really like it. Let's see, HVAC closet. Here's your bedroom, your master bedroom, which is a large one, as you can see. Oh, I like the ceiling stuff. You know, this is kind of nice. They put like they put molding on the ceiling, and you could see where it meets. It's molding, and it's probably, I mean, if I had to guess, that's probably a lot cheaper than doing a tray ceiling. Because I don't think. Yeah, because I think that the molding is just put on top of the ceiling. When you do a tray ceiling, you got to create like a dent in the ceiling. Closet number 1 and closet number 2. All right, pretty good, pretty nice. And again, you see the colors, and you know, the camera usually changes it a bit. I think it's usually a little bit lighter than what the camera actually shows and displays. Here's the toilet in the closet room. Got a nice shower. The shower, you step down into the shower. And a big towel closet, nice and deep. I really got to stop looking around. I feel like I'm messing up this video. I feel like the camera's like like on the ceiling or the floor or something. Got to start looking in the viewer. Well, you know, I don't get excited too much anymore, because, you know, after doing it for years, and I think I have over 1,400 videos now, you know, there's only so many times you could see the same models and be like, whatever. Oh, there's steps. This is a nice sized garage too, because you could see over there we got more than the minimum space. Plus we got The same on the other side, or maybe a little bit more. See those steps. And what do we have here? We got a bedroom. And pretty big closet. Yeah, pretty big closet. Oh, and look, another bathroom. So you got your ensuite over here as well. Very nice. So I think this is a great house. If you're looking for a single story and you're looking for, well, I guess because the master, let me just run over here. The master is in back of the house, so that's pretty nice. It's great if your backyard was to be like a conservation or something like that. You know, that's really nice because, you know, it's probably going to be a lot more quiet. And then over here we have a bedroom, which is in the middle of the house, which is nice. And yeah, the kitchen's a very, very good sized kitchen. Now, I don't know, but I could speculate that, for example, this right over here, that's set up like a desk, that could be an extra upgrade, right? So what I'm saying is that, you know, it could be possible that the builder, you know, would include countertops over here. Maybe the one that's right next to the fridge, but not that one. You know, that's always something to keep in mind. Yeah. And then over here we have another bedroom. So this is a big, that's what I mean, I'm crashing into things. This is a big 3-bedroom house. Yeah, very nice. So, you know, again, who would this be good for? Well, I mean, it would be